Authoritarianism and fascism is here today in America. And it is critical that every New Yorker and every single person who calls this country home stands up and fights back. You must hear the rhetoric of do it the right way. If going to court and following the process to the letter of the law is not the right way, then I don't know what is. And people are still being disappeared in that moment. Democracy is up for grabs. It is up to us to save it. Thank you.
250 years ago next year, the founders brought forth on this land a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the idea that all are created equal. They would not abide kings or tyrants. They would not abide troops sent to occupy their cities without their consent. They would not abide their neighbors being abducted without due process. They would not abide the criminal justice system being turned into the tyrant's plaything to punish opponents and to pardon friends and family. They would not abide taxation without representation, where the government takes the tax dollars but does not send it back to provide services and infrastructure. Every one of those things was happening then. Every one of those things is happening right now. We wake up every day with that copper-plated statue in the harbor, reminding us what it means to be a New Yorker, reminding us what it means to be Americans, that we welcome people here, that we include them, that we stand with them, that we protect them, whether they're immigrants or whether they're trans or whether they're black or Jewish or Muslim. That's what it means to be a New Yorker. It's what it means to be an American. We stand up for liberty and against tyranny. We want no kings any time.
Ours is a government based on rights and laws, a government by and for the people, and for equal justice for all. And no one is above the law. We will not be bullied into silence. We will not stand by and let the president who would be king commandeer the full force of our federal government to demonize and bully and lie about our communities, to separate families and terrorize immigrants and citizens alike. We will not stand by as he unlawfully calls out the National Guard to turn our cities into occupied territories. We will not stand by and let them normalize the regime of secret police, ICE agents behaving like thugs, unaccountable, ununiformed, hiding behind masks in order to do their abuse and dirty work. We will not stand by and let them wreak havoc on our courts, our schools, our universities, which are the foundations of our democracy. And we will not stand by and let the racist in chief turn back the clock on equal rights for Black people, Latinos, for women, for the LGBTQ and immigrant communities. We will not stand by and let them hijack our democracy. No kings! No kings! No kings!
We're not backing down. We refuse to let fear and hatred win because we love our country, we cherish our democracy, and we will never remain silent in the face of a wannabe king who is doing the most unpatriotic thing by whipping up our Constitution in front of our very eyes. We are peaceful patriots, millions of us, united by love and respect for each other and for our Constitution. We will fight their hatred, division, and fear. with love, joy, and inclusion. We rise up today to remind Trump and his allies, America does not do kings.
But I'm here to say I am unafraid. We are unafraid because we know that our courage is contagious and that kings and wannabe dictators, they could only win when the people actually believe the lie that the fear that they stoke is real. It's a confidence game. He's the biggest con man. And today we're going to call his con. On the streets of this country, in the streets of New York, we're going to call his con through our righteous anger, our righteous clarity, our joy, our organizing. Today we rally. Tomorrow we organize. In November we vote. In 2026 we build a mighty movement, the largest, most diverse, most leaderful grassroots movement for change and democracy this country has ever seen. New York, are you with us? Are you with us? Are you ready to organize? Are you ready to march? Are you ready to protest? In November, are you ready to vote? Let's go, let's do it. No king.
Today is a peaceful demonstration. Are you with me? No Kings is a peaceful movement of millions of Americans from all walks of life rising up to make one thing clear. We don't want dictators or kings in America, and we will never have it. We're organizing to defend our democracy, protect each other in our community, and we say enough is enough. Basta ya! To the Trump administration's cruel and chaotic abuse of power. Millions took the streets in June, and we're doing it today again. Millions of people are coming together. They are fed up. Prices is too high. Hearts that can't beat their bills, and people are just fed up with an authoritarian regime that's forgotten who they serve. They serve the people of America. And to stand together in the belief that America belongs to the people, not to kings, not to billionaires, and not to wannabe dictators. This movement is about ensuring the power always remains where it belongs, with us, the people. Despite the
I'm here to talk about Shakira, a beloved community member who was kidnapped in September. Shakira is a trans asylum seeker from Venezuela. A few weeks ago, after leaving her routine immigration court appearance at 26 Federal Plaza, Shakira was detained by masked ICE agents without a judicial warrant. Currently, Shakira is being held in solitary confinement in a male detention center in Louisiana. Today and every day, I stand in solidarity with Shakira and the countless thousands of our immigrant neighbors who are currently rotting in for-profit detention centers, like New York City public high school students, like Dylan Lopez and Mamadou Mukhtar, who've been unjustly arrested by ICE as the Department of Homeland Security is ignoring the existing rulebook of immigration policy and unleashing cruelty beyond belief against our communities. Shakira's arrest is part of a broader effort by the Trump administration to destroy communities and disappear our immigrant neighbors. It's also part of a broader effort to intimidate, silence, and strip basic rights away from trans folks throughout the country. From my many months at immigration court, I can tell you that ICE is cruelly and intentionally singling out trans respondents for arrests. And the reports of abuse against trans detainees are harrowing. This looks like ethnic cleansing to reshape our society through the administration's hateful and white supremacist ideology. I ask you all to remember Shakira's name and Shakira's story, and to continue fighting against the fascist tactics of the administration. Do not be silent and complacent in the face of these horrors.
This isn't just a rise in fascism. This isn't just a threat of fascism. Fascism is right here, right now, alive and well. And it didn't just get here overnight. Off of the heels of the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, the LGBTQ rights movement. There was an organized, strategic effort to usher in this draconian state. The GOP, the Heritage Foundation, the billionaires that fund them, they were intentional and strategic in bringing in this day. And we were caught off guard. We weren't organized. We weren't intentional about protecting our democracy. And I say today, no more of that. No more of being unorganized. No more of paying attention, of not paying attention to the rise and existence of fascism in our streets. We must organize to re-elect a mayor who will fight Trump on November 4th, that's Zoran Mamdani. We will organize to take the streets today and protest against No Kings. And we will organize to take back our house in 2026.
And working people in New York City know what happens when power stops answering to the people. We see it when corporations cut corners at our expense. We see it when this administration in Washington uses its power to punish and divide instead of to serve. The New York City labor movement is here today because No Kings is more than a slogan. It is a statement of who we are as New Yorkers. This city does not bow to anyone. We believe in shared power, collective strength, and democracy that grows from the ground up.
I am a proud union leader and a proud Haitian immigrant. Do you all hear me? A proud Haitian immigrant. It's time to stand up with our Haitians and our immigrant siblings. That's right. An attack in one is an attack on, I don't hear you. An attack in one is an attack on all of us as a union. And an immigrant, I can also tell you that we know how to stand up to police. We know how to come together in solidarity to take on the bad bosses. We know the kind of bosses I'm talking about. The ones who refuse to pay us. The one who refuse to negotiate. To fire, and the one who wants to fire us and union busting. We know how to fight. And that's right. And when we fight,
Today, there are tens of thousands of federal workers joining these demonstrations all over the country, probably hundreds of thousands. And we are here to help tell the story about the effects that they're trying to bring, not to us. This is not about us. As much as I appreciate the sympathies, this is about the public and the public services that we provide. That's what they're after. This current government shutdown shows just in greater relief the sabotage of public services that this administration seeks to bring to all of America. And for the benefit of who? Billionaires and tax cuts, the deregulation of the markets, a general hellscape without health care, without environmental protections, without all the things that regular working people need. But this shutdown is but a preview. If you're worried about the effects of this shutdown, then you should be worried about giving any budget to this administration on Donald Trump's terms. This shutdown is also the showdown we've needed all year long. The pain is real for us as federal workers in this shutdown, but the pain is real for all Americans, and the pain will be permanent if we don't win this shutdown.
We stand here today not as subjects begging a throne for mercy, but as the people declaring once again, we will not be ruled. This country has always wrestled with its desire for kings, people who want someone to save them or someone who uses fear to maintain power. But democracy does not need kings. It needs us, the people. It needs us to be courageous. These ordinary people who are gathered here today, not just us speaking, but the thousands who will be on the streets this afternoon, all across the country, as we declare no kings. No kings. I want to remind you that there is not one single savior that is going to save us from Trump or his sycophants. It is going to be us, the people. It has always been us, the people, who use our power to build this country. Because Ella Baker taught us, strong people don't need strong, bullied leaders. We already have the power we need. We are using it today, and we will continue to use it not only to change who's in Congress, not only to change who's in the White House, but to change this democracy for the better. No king!
But we have to be elsewhere too. I'm a visual artist, and I'm working with lots of other artists, musicians, singers, songwriters, playwrights, actors, comedians, and we are all part of Fall of Freedom. Fall of Freedom is going to be on November 21st and November 22nd of this year. Comedy clubs, dance halls, theaters, everywhere that does culture is going to be presenting culture. Because the culture is actually what terrifies the people in power. Much as the people in power are terrified by us in the streets, they are also terrified by comedians like Jimmy Kimmel. They're terrified by the art that's in the Smithsonian, which is why all the art in the Smithsonian now has to be MAGA approved by Trump's White House.
Oh! Oh!
We refuse to accept in America where speaking out can get you deported or where our art has to be MAGA approved. That is not what we are going to stand with or stand for. We're going to be the visual and soundtrack of this movement.
In Washington, D.C., there is a total breakdown of our democracy. Speaker Johnson has become a wholly owned subsidiary of Donald Trump. He has shut down the House of Representatives where we do the work for the people. Tyranny and liberty cannot live in the same house. So today we say no kings. Today we say no kings. And we need to make sure that as we proceed through this era, that we teach our children the truth. The propaganda that our adversaries are pushing and shoving down their throats only works to their demise and ours too. So teach the children the truth. Democracy, freedom, liberty cannot live in the same house with tyranny. And so today, each and every one of us will be the soldiers that we need to liberate this nation from Donald Trump and all those who espouse his type of tyranny.
New Yorkers, are we ready?
Yeah.
Have we been ready?
Yeah.
Are we gonna stay ready?
Yeah.
We are here today because it is this city, it is this state that cannot, will not, and will never bend the knee to any regime that tells us that we do not belong, that any resident of this city does not matter, that our votes don't count, and that lies can rule the day. Let me just say a little bit more. When you heard all of us say no kings, no kings, no kings, what do we mean? Let's make it plain. Nobody voted to tell somebody to refuse to feed people in a program that Congress said must be fed. Nobody voted for a regime that would refuse to pay attention to government workers that said measles are spreading and children might die. Nobody voted for a regime that said you can be thrown to the ground, handcuffed, taken away because you don't look like a citizen. You don't look like a citizen. What does a citizen look like? What does a citizen look like? Look behind me. What does a citizen look like? Looks like us. What does it mean to have a democracy? It means freedom. And freedom ain't free, y'all. We have known this for 250 years. Because when this country was founded, it was founded on an ideal of equal opportunity, of equal protection under the law, of a government for the people, by the people. But we know it has never been a promise. It has been a thing that we, the people, have demanded for 250 years.
Yes.
And I say that today because we have a regime trying to tell us that teaching the history of slavery cannot happen. We have a regime that is telling us that the fact that teachers want to teach what they believe they should teach is wrong. We have a regime that is telling us that, by the way, the federal government can try to force states to tell them who can vote and who cannot. That is what we are standing up to say, no, you can't, and no, you won't. Because whether you clean a bedpan or clean the streets, whether you teach a child to learn, or whether you simply just show up every day to take care of your family, you have a right to be here, you have a right to be respected, and nobody can tell you that you don't deserve to be treated like a citizen of this country.
America.